That's getting cut.
Yeah,
Obviously.
we're rolling. Yeah, we're starting right now.
I can cut it. We're recording. Stop just saying stuff, bro.
Oh god.
No. Cut it.
I am gonna cut it.
Restart.
Just relax. Just relax.
Sorry, threw me off.
We're starting right now. Get your microphone. We're starting right now.
This.
Let's spin it.
Pick up the microphone.
Oh god. Oh
So
god.
start talking.
First 30 seconds in. Oh god, I can't talk.
It's the worst podcast ever, dude. Oh god.
Okay. Are you good?
Oh god. Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
I
Well,
think it's some bad lighting, to be honest.
I
Lights
don't
ain't
have. I don't have my other lighting.
Have
so
you tried to turn this off?
Go ahead. Go
right.
ahead. Turn it off. We'll do an experiment here. Go ahead. Turn it off. Yeah.
Nah,
okay.
nah.
There you go.
Or wait, try it again.
You
I don't.
got a ring light?
No, I didn't bring any. Just sit
I
down
think I
and
scratched
do.
my nuts on camera.
Just sit down to the podcast. God, this is such an intro.
Wow.
You know what? This doesn't count. Just restart it.
No, because I'm gonna leave like most of that in just because of the laughing. Obviously, you know what I'm gonna do. Well, this is episode. I think it's good. So I have 32 recorded, so I think this will be 33 basically.
Look at us, not the camera.
We've gone. Yeah, don't look at the camera.
Scared.
I've been pretty consistent with it. I mean, I'm well over half a year now of doing it. Me and Doug.
This is gonna be a pain in the butt holding this for an hour.
I mean, you're just gonna do it. It'll
Find a
go by
comfortable
fast.
spot. I think
yeah,
I
you'll
found.
be fine.
I'm looking at the thing over there.
But
What do I do with my
welcome.
hands?
This is the podcast that I originally wanted. One of the podcasts I originally wanted to
Yeah,
have.
this is the OG podcast
This
group.
was
Not
yeah,
Doug.
This was
OG.
Yeah, the OG 13.
one of the first
3411.
because I was still over here, so I was thinking, oh well, of course Clay and probably Christian and Gavin will be the options. Didn't happen. I've had one with Christian, and we know how that went. I will say
It's actually a good podcast.
I will say, have you? So I looked at the numbers. Our podcast is like number 3 or 4 as far as like most viewed.
That's sad.
I have
bumped them numbers up.
I have a couple. I think you went to. I think at 19 or 20 on the episode we did, views wise. And so we did. I had a few more that were at peak in that, but I mean, hey, you're like in the top. And you
Nice.
did call that. You did
You made
say
it up somewhere.
You did say you were gonna boost numbers because I don't know if it was people that you knew listening to.
Now
or what.
that you got it on video, I feel like
Probably
you're
gonna go back down.
Nah, you
I
probably.
feel like
yeah.
you're gonna get more.
I will
more
say
viewership.
that is something that I wasn't used to. Like I get consistent views on my YouTube channel now, and because I did my YouTube channel when I first did my ministry stuff, and then I just didn't do anything for it.
It's hot in
For
here.
like 3 years. It is warm. I had to take my hoodie off.
I feel
have a
great.
shirt
I feel
underneath.
really good. Just take it off. It's like
Um,
turn to a strip show.
But yeah, I have consistent views now, and so that's weird. But I mean, I'm enjoying it.
That's good.
I'm ready for you to start your podcast, just so you can,
The
just so I can
the
hear
world's
it.
not ready.
just so I can hear
It's
it.
gonna be a banger of a podcast. I'm not gonna lie, but I got a good feeling that I'll probably get canceled. Like they'll just
Yeah, no doubt.
something will slip out,
Pretty
you know, and I won't
Just
even
don't
realize
say
it, and I'll
anything
get
that won't
canceled.
canceled. Okay, but here's the thing:
We're in cancel culture though.
How are you gonna edit it though? Are you gonna edit your own stuff? Like, are you just gonna record and put it out?
I'm not tech savy. I'm just gonna.
So
go
you're not gonna. Oh yeah.
raw
so
and unfiltered.
you need to learn how to edit. That way, you can edit out stuff that you don't want in there. I mean, like I can edit out the beginning of this video.
No, don't edit it out. That's perfect. That's a
I'm
good. That's a
gonna-
great
You
I'm
idea.
have
gonna
to,
ed-
no, you
listen,
have to edit it
I'm
out.
not
Just take that part
I'm
out
gonna
where it talks
I'm
about.
basically gonna cut it after what you said, and
Yeah.
because you jumped off screen, he started laughing. He couldn't stop
Yeah.
laughing. That's probably where I'm gonna like start the video.
Okay.
I'm not gonna name. We're not gonna put what you said in it.
Yeah.
Because
Alright,
I'm
that's
not
great.
trying to get canceled for you,
Yeah.
basically.
Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I
Just
want
keep
to
it.
tear apart relationships.
Just,
Our home wrecker. We can get into that home
Is it
wrecking.
my car? Is it my clothes?
so, I told you earlier that we
Make
didn't
these
necessarily
hoes-
have an idea. Oh my god! This whole podcast.
You
this
need
whole
to have an
podcast-
idea. You can't have me just going loose, but you have to have like a topic or a theme or something.
This whole
bro.
podcast is gonna be y'all two laughing at each other. I did. I asked you a question. I don't know if you thought about it.
I'm gonna ask
I
you
forgot
a
about the
question.
question.
All right. You know
I
what?
can go.
It's not your time to ask her. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay.
How's your dating life been
No.
since leaving Dallas? I'm not necessarily saying dating life. How has, I would say like your mindset been regarding dating? Like, do you feel like being back home has kind of like, made it more of a serious thing? Has it made it more of like a, I don't want something right now type thing?
We talked a little about it last night when we stayed up way too late.
Yeah, had a great time.
Felt
Had some
that.
pizza.
By the way, no one
missed out.
knows where we're at. We're currently in...
We should probably do like a context story.
Yeah, so
of,
we're
like,
currently
where we're-
in Clay and Mai's old college room.
Also
Christian was
mine
also here,
as
but he
well.
didn't live with us at the time. Like when we
And
were
here?
Well, yeah, you were by yourself either with...
Not with us
you
when we
with
were
Abel.
here. You lived in the other
I
room.
was able in here.
Yeah, you lived with a room, but like me and him roomed in here together. That
After
last
y'all left, we moved back over
year and
here.
a half or
Oh,
something.
whenever I did
Yeah.
what chop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
moved
moved over
into
here.
So this is our old college dorm. We're down here to visit a buddy who's getting married soon, and so we've been talking about that. But yeah, we decided to do an episode of podcast because this is the first time we've been all together since.
December 8th.
Yeah, December 8th. Didn't know the date, but
I remember it. There's a
so
reason why, but you know.
So
it's
it's been a minute.
What was December 8th? Oh.
It was his engagement. It was Gavin's engagement.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the last time we were all
I don't know
together.
if you got invited to that.
But so
Yeah, I was
that's
there.
that's where we are.
Oh yeah, you were there.
Was Maria?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
You might not want to name some names if you
I
don't
don't
want.
care. Respectfully.
Oh my god. Okay, I
She's
will.
never
Say,
gonna watch this.
I
dude.
will say I've told.
I ain't even gonna watch this. Why the fuck would she watch this?
I will say I've
Just
prefaced-
put explicit.
I've prefaced
Just put explicit video.
I've prefaced many times that I don't care as much about his cussing as much as like certain things he says.
Yeah,
like,
just don't say the
he
stuff.
was borderline when he talked about midgets on the episode
Oh, yeah.
that we did.
Small people.
Yeah, that was
They don't
like,
exist.
That was like
They-
borderline. That
They're
was-
fake. Part of the government, like pigeons.
Yeah, that was close, but
What like ancient, like prehistoric, writings, tales, pictures have you seen? Even like pre-1900s with midgets. They've only been here like the last century.
I don't know.
They're not
I'm
from this
not,
planet,
like,
bro.
I'm not trying to think of that.
They're
I don't
they're
know,
lab
I feel
created.
like there's like
They're
Game
lab
of
created,
Thrones.
I
There's that
stand
little
by
small
that.
guy who's in Game of Thrones, and that kind of depicts the old medieval age.
But that's not like actual like.
I think it's
proof,
pretty accurate
you
in
know?
ancient times.
Okay, let's get back to the
What
original
midgets-
question.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
because you did bring up a point of Zacchaeus that he could have been a midget, in the Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could've been a small person.
'cause
Yeah.
The song is like the wee little man. Like that could have been. We don't know how tall he was.
I'm sure the average height was like
I'm just
5'9", so he's
realizing
probably
right
like
now that
5'3".
They were just clowning him in the Bible.
Well,
Small
the
man.
song did. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
that sucks.
But no, back to your original question. So that was a bad tangent. Absolutely.
I
My
apologize.
mentality has severely shifted.
Yeah.
Because like obviously neither of y'all have ever seen me date. Anyway,
I wish.
Close to it.
close
I mean,
to it, but
We've seen you on a video call date downstairs.
I think we've seen you date that one time
And
with that one
then-
chick.
I did. Yeah, I went.
Lexi?
I went on a
Yeah.
date with her.
So
But you were,
Chandler
like,
went
in
on a
that dating
date with a
mindset,
girl
Yeah, I was in
that
the
actually used
mindset.
to date
You
in
were-
middle school. Like, I mean, he didn't know about it. It was
Tough
but
not
it
to watch
was
it.
crazy.
That's not
It's a
even
small
the same
world.
person we're
It's a
talking
small
about.
world.
We're talking about,
We talking about
the
Lexi?
girl who worked here.
Oh,
No,
who I went on
no.
a date with.
No, we were talking about Lexi,
Lexi, the one who works
Fossil.
at the Fossil.
That wasn't. We never went on a date.
Yeah, you were
What?
dating though, technically.
No, we weren't. She was with somebody. We weren't dating.
I don't know about that.
Regardless, y'all have never seen me date, but I've always had. Even through like here.
He's always had hoes.
I kept the mentality of like I really wanted to be in
Stay
a
broke.
relationship.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. Now my mentality. We were talking about it a little last night. My mentality is shifted
Shaking
to
so
where
much.
Try
yes.
not to say anything bad. Dude.
Stop shaking.
Yes.
Stop shaking, bad boy.
Obviously, the mentality of wanting to be in a relationship
Yeah.
is still there, but making decisions I wouldn't have made a couple years ago, based on like where the person is or who I'm like
Can you
interested
give us
in.
an
or something.
example of
So
those
like
decisions?
a girl that I was interested in that I now, the more I've gotten to know her and like she's kind of early in her faith,
Uh-huh.
and so I can see that there's a lot of growth that is going to be had, that needs to be had. She's also dating anyone anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
last weekend over there.
if there were, like, I know
boy.
now that, like, even if, like, say she was single, I wouldn't want to date because I know there's a lot of growth that needs to happen. And back in the day, like,
I feel like you've been saying that for a while.
couple years ago, no, because this is the thing. A couple years ago, I would have said it doesn't matter. Like, we can grow together, kind of crap. Like that.
I
That's
believe in that.
I don't like right now. Like
Yeah.
right now, I think I mentally am like, your faith and growth in that is more important than us trying to get together or date or anything. So it doesn't matter like what I feel.
How do you feel about the idea of like there's certain things that we need to work on, that we need to grow in, but you really have to have, you know, a partner. It would be best to be in a relationship to work on those things. For example, like jealousy, stuff like that. If you've had like past traumas where it makes it easier to work on those things when you have someone else. Like, how can you work on, you know, getting over being jealous or getting over being overprotective if you don't have, you know, a counterpart?
I personally don't. I don't think you need anyone to work on yourself. For anything.
Can we take a pause? Can we talk about your dating history?
Can we bow our heads in prayer?
I don't think. I think that's kind of like, not saying it is, but it's borderline like a cop out, like a crutch almost. Like, oh, I need someone to be able to fix this. You don't need
Okay, so give me an
anyone.
example of how you could. Let's just say, you know, you're a very jealous, like, you know, person. Give me an example. And it's that way in relationships. Give me an example of how you can work on that outside of a relationship.
Well, but because being jealous in a relationship is a deeper root of
it's some type of trauma or something that happened.
It's not even that. It's a deeper root of what you're feeling on the inside.
Yeah, like a lot of insecurities.
And that's how you deal with every single relationship. It doesn't matter if it's a dating relationship or not. Like, your insecurities, because like jealous because you're insecure. Your insecurities affect your everyday relationships, your friendships, your parents, your family. And so, again, I don't think you need anyone to even get over something like that.
Yeah.
Because it can be a cop-out. Not that it is, like, not that you're trying to make it like a crutch and like a cop-out, but it can be.
So, I never thought about it that way. I know where jealousy, and I was going to kind of group in, like, overprotectiveness. That's slightly different. I know where it comes from. It does come from insecurity, you know. But like you bringing it up as far as working on those insecurities, I guess, you know, in turn would help you, you know, jealousy wise and stuff in relationships. And you could do that single.
I think it helps with not only just like being post breakup or being single for an amount of time. You can allow yourself to grow and incorporate faith into it and grow yourself and apply that to like your friends, specifically friends that are girls.
Yeah.
And the more that you see like your jealousy implement onto those girlfriends, you can start applying it. Okay, how can I better myself, and to better myself so I can be a better man for my future wife and my future girlfriend per se.
Yeah,
so that's good. I like that.
Again, I don't think you need to, because you can get to the point of it's like, oh, it's a crutch. Like, I can't be fixed unless I'm with somebody.
What?
You're a crutch.
What if?
Big Daddy Crutch.
What if?
Get that Big Daddy Crutch on you.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
Yeah, what were you trying to say?
Like, well, okay, for example, I feel like this is more of my mindset because I don't necessarily think that I have to have someone, but I feel like for me, it's easier to heal in those ways with somebody. In those ways.
How have you healed?
Huh?
How have you healed? Because
I
remember,
feel like jealousy, insecurity. I feel like my ex. She oh, sorry, I gotta stop. All right, she brought out a lot of like insecurities in me, right? Just like it was a lot of comparison from like whether she realized it or not from her ex. There was a lot of insecurities that were brought out, right? Like, and I'm not an insecure person. I feel like I'm confident, but like it'll little by little make you insecure, right? And make you feel less than, not good enough. So I think since her, it's kind of just been like I spent some time, you know, just recognizing my value again, you know, like, and what I deserve, what I'm worth. And I feel like part of that was, you know, through faith, through God, you know, like what God has to say about me. Part of that was, I mean, if we're being realistic, is just gaining that confidence back, being out and about, and, you know, being complimented, even though you might not, you know, that might not go anywhere. It helps build your self-esteem again. It helps build, you know, that confidence again.
I think you could do that without the mindset of like, I need a person by my side. You can do that with
I just want one. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want a wife.
Everybody
I want a
wants
family.
one.
Yeah,
I mean, most people want
I think
one.
I want one and desire
Yeah.
one, but I don't
Oh, yeah, you
need
desire
one.
one?
Oh, I desire one. I don't need one
I mean,
because I'm
you
not
don't need
defined
one.
by
I
this
mean,
person.
Yeah, I'll survive without one, you know.
Christian.
Will you?
Barely.
Yeah, I remember talking to you like maybe midsummer last semester. Last semester. Oh my gosh. Last fall. And I said, you need to be alone. And you said, I cannot be alone. I said, then you need to be alone and figure it out how to be single.
That's
I
cool.
still
Yeah,
think you
I
should.
think
I
a
mean,
good mentality is if you feel like
this
you
whole podcast
can't,
is just condemn
if
Christian's
you feel
life.
like you can't
I've been
be single,
technically out of a relationship for
Okay,
4
but
months
2 weeks.
now. 4
consistent.
months.
Listen, consistently going out on dates every week is not being
It's not
single.
every week. I would say maybe like 1 or
It's
2 weekends out of the month.
it's the single life, but it's still looking for that companion. And
Yeah, because I'm looking for my wife. I'm looking for
going
in
to
the
the
wrong
clubs, you
places.
ain't finding a wife.
The right places.
Hey, you don't know that.
I do. I
They're good
promise
girls.
you, I know that.
They're good girls.
It's not the only place that I'm.
But
looking
Well, you
gotta
did
understand-
you did date that one girl who was
Jim.
who's Jim?
No,
I don't want to
Jim.
throw out names, but
Jimmy's house.
the girl
You
that
did
I
meet- yeah, that one
when
girl
I
who
was
was really
from
nice.
the gym. you
But
know,
again, like going out to the bars and stuff.
yeah.
Well, you met her
You
at
gotta,
the gym and she
you
went to the
gotta
gym.
understand the mentality should be like you're not trying to find like. I love how Ben talks about it. I love referencing him anytime you talk about dating. He says that you're not trying to find the least common denominator. Like, oh, she believes in that there is a God. There's good. There's good. Like, you're not trying to find the least amount that y'all are compatible with. Like, you're trying to find someone who is as much like has a lot of similarities to you in what you believe in, because that just makes it easier. Like, no, you don't have to be identical, but like for you to say like, oh, as long as she's a Christian, that's fine. Like, no, that might not be okay.
You need to
'Cause
have fun with this person.
You have very
and not in
strong.
the crazy
You have
ways.
very strong views that some would probably think are a little different, and so like you need to find someone who has those strong views, because you're a stubborn
But
person.
to me, it's
you're
like-
not the go with the flow. You're not the person who can like get over like them having different views. Like
Depends.
than you.
If
You
it-
need them to have
It
the same.
depends what kind though. So like certain ones are not deal breakers.
Like what?
I mean, there's a lot of views.
Like,
that
let's
are
just
not
talk
deal
about
breakers.
aliens. If they
Okay, let's just say if they don't believe in aliens, like, and I do, I'm not like some, alien fanatic.
I'm not even talking
It's
about
not,
regular views. I'm
it's
talking
not
about
a deal
like,
breaker. Like
Like
if
biblical
they,
faith
let's
views?
just say,
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
that's the
okay,
well, I
okay,
mean, that's
if
the
you're
same
talking-
concept
okay,
of
so-
aliens and demonic beings
But
that he
here's the
believes
thing,
are the same thing.
Are you okay with dating someone who is not the same denomination as you?
Give me some examples.
So what if you were to date a Pentecostal?
He's
That's
pretty
fine,
much
that's
Pentecostal.
fine.
So do you realize
There's only a few denominations that I would say no to.
So-
in the Christian.
So
faith.
what if you find out that we talked about, me and Doug talked about this last week. What if you find out, because we've been going through denominational differences, what if you find out that she's what they call oneness Pentecostal? You know what that is?
Oneness.
Oneness Pentecostal.
They celebrate the Sabbath on.
They don't
Saturday.
believe in the true Trinity. They
Yeah.
think that
Oh,
it's
trust
just
me.
Jesus Christ and that he manifests as Jesus the Father or Jesus
Oh,
the
that's
Holy Spirit.
what's it called?
But there's not a Trinity.
What's that term called?
So like, is it like, what if you found out she was that sect of Pentecostal? Because that's a big
So I would
view.
ask her. I would say,
God.
what's your view on salvation? How do you think that we're saved? How do you think we make it to heaven? If it aligns with what I believe, that Jesus came down to earth, fully God, fully man, ultimately, died on the cross for our sins so that we can be saved, went back up into heaven. If you accept Jesus into your heart, this and that, but baptized, you're saved. Like if
The
she believes,
gospel presented by
if she
Christian.
believes, if she believes in that, then like I believe that she's going to heaven, right?
Okay.
But I believe that there's some fundamental things that are wrong. But like Jesus said, like, you have to believe in me, right?
Yeah, it's like, but okay, so like, what if y'all have kids and y'all want?
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to be okay with it. I'm not. What I'm saying is like, if she believes in that and she believes the Bible to be true, right? Then kindly, right, loving, I would encourage to have a Bible study together. And as we find things in there that like go against what she believes or whatever, I would say, hey, let's pray about it. Let's talk about it. Like if this is different from what you're being taught, then maybe that's wrong.
Is this during dating or during marriage?
So
it would be during dating. I wouldn't marry if she kept that same view.
So you would avenge a date.
I mean, it's not necessarily evangelizing because she's already saved. She's a Christian.
But you're trying to form her views to match yours.
I'm not.
I think he's saying like he's trying to
the Bible,
Well, he's trying to depict his views and aligning it if she doesn't believe what he's believing.
But this is what I'm saying
narrowing it down.
It's not your job to try and change what she believes. She's gonna believe what she needs to believe, like that. Like everyone, like. As Christians, as believers, this is the hard part.
I disagree.
When you get into denominational talks.
About what?
I disagree that it's not my job to change her. Like
it's not. It's God's.
Well,
I mean, it's not solely my job, right? It's ultimately God's. But if I'm trying to lead someone in a relationship, lead someone in a marriage,
you're not her spiritual leader in the dating aspect.
Yeah,
you're a spiritual leader when you become
solely,
one.
Yeah, solely.
But
no.
So this is the thing.
But you want to like pull on those traits and those gifts.
I think completely. You can align yourself and figure out, okay, we lean this way, lean that way, but you don't.
So who would lead in a Bible study? A girl?
I don't think it should be Bible study.
I don't think you do Bible studies when you're dating at all.
Yeah.
I think that's recipes for disaster.
I disagree.
I think you can do Bible studies once you're married.
I think that's a very intimate thing to do.
Once you're one.
I'm a very intimate guy.
But this is the thing.
Yeah, we know.
If you date someone who's
got that chlamydia,
just because they're not a different denomination,
got that chlamydia.
Just because they're a different denomination, they're still a believer. Therefore, what does it mean? What does it matter that she views different things than you? It's not your job to
like you
change
said,
her.
What about when you raise kids?
But this is why this is why it's important to figure that out before you date somebody seriously. Figure out what's the hard lines. Because again,
I wouldn't date someone with such contrasting views.
You're talking about during like the dating or the talking stage, friendship stage?
I'm talking about his view is, I could date her and I'll just try and change her. Don't date her to begin with because it shouldn't be your job to try and change her. So if your view is, I could date her, I just need to change her a little bit. That's not the person you need to date. You don't need to date someone who you feel like you need to change.
Ideally, no. But if it's someone that you really fell for, and you really have a connection with,
and being smart,
and it's not like she's a different denomination. She doesn't believe. Not like she's not saved. She is. It's just some small fundamental things that are off. Like she's not gonna go to hell because of that belief. I don't think so. But the thing is like, if you believe the Bible to be true, then let's find places in the Bible. And it's not me training you, teaching you. It's just, the same way that you would listen to a sermon and hear something, be like, oh, okay, I haven't heard of that before. It's like, let's just go through the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
But it sounds like your intention is to do that so she might change her ways.
Yeah, it would, because she's wrong.
And that's the wrong intention.
So if you're dating a girl, let's just say
I wouldn't date a girl that is different
let's
views.
Just say
again, what we talked about earlier, the girl who I liked, I got to know her more, realized that she's earlier in her faith. She has a lot of questions. I'm answering a lot of the questions she's asking me. But there's a lot of growth. There's so much growth that needs to happen that I've completely shut out the option of I would not date her. Even if she was single, I would not date her because she needs a lot more growth. And so there would have to be that growth. So you're going to train her
until she gets to a point to where
there would have to be there would have to be that growth first. I would have to see God.
But you said you're answering questions, so you're partially training her.
I'm answering questions biblically and
that's what I said. Go into the Bible and answer questions.
But listen, I'm not doing it to be, hey, I need you to be my perfect girl for me. So I'm going to answer you these questions.
But let's just say she would have
she's coming to me for questions. I'm giving her my answer. And I'm telling her the whole time, because here's the thing, her parents are Pentecostal. So she grew up in that area. So she's having questions about the differences.
Yeah.
I'm answering them how I've studied them, how I looked at them, how what I learned here at school at DBU. But I'm leaving it at that. I'm saying at the end of the day, everyone kind of just has to find their own way.
Yeah.
It's not my job to say, oh, this is what you need to believe. This is what you need to believe. Oh, this is what. No, I give her a biblical answer and I let God run with that, see if it does anything for her.
So if, let's just say, on the path that she's on, she's asking questions, about faith. You're answering questions non-biasedly, right? Let's just say she progresses in her faith, partially due to you, right? Answer questions, leading her in the right direction. Partially God doing work, in her life. Let's just say she gets to a point to where you're like, hey, I feel like she's kind of biblically sound. Now, the option's open for dating her. Am I right?
Yes, and this is the reason, and I know why you're trying to like connect them to, but this is the thing.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not, because I have.
Y'all comment if it's the same thing or not.
Right now, mentally have no intention of dating her ever.
That's a lie.
I don't. I got to know
cute?
her. I mean, yes, I got to know her more, and the more I've gotten to know her, I'm like, oh, she's not the one for me.
Hey,
and so
think fast. Would you marry her?
No.
Okay.
And so I dropped it, and that's where I'm at right now. Is I have dropped it. I've completely nixed the option. Your mentality is, this is someone that I could potentially do it, so we need to do these things so then the potential could grow. My potential is squashed. My potential is zero.
Look, ideally, I'm going to just end this. Ideally, all right, you don't want to find someone that has like such big differences in faith. Ideally, all right, I understand that. It would be great to be aligned before, talking about any of that, right? But I'm just saying, in the instance where, y'all have developed that connection, that relationship, right? And then you were to come to find out 2, 3, 4 months into dating, right, that there's a few minor things that are off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it's not your sole responsibility to, like, bring her from A to B. But if you care about that person, I feel like you would. And that's my opinion.
But at that
right?
point, you're biased.
Yeah, you're biased because you like her.
Therefore,
is that bad though?
But what I'm saying is, to do it respectfully and biblically, you have to get out of that biased nature.
Where does it say that?
So you would have to, basically, treat her as if you weren't dating, and that you didn't have a future for her, because that's the only way you can attempt to be unbiased.
But I feel like as long as you're pointing her back to God, then how is that biased? Even if you have intentions,
you can still be selfish.
Because you still want to be with her.
Yeah. You can still be selfish in trying to lead her in the right direction.
So do you think God is looking down and be like, I don't like this because he's biased, or he's encouraging her and pushing her close to me?
I mean, that's what I did with this girl that I dated here, like years ago, Michelle.
Did you like a Vanja date or what?
No, I mean, she and I had completely different views.
Oh, yeah, she was like Pentecostal, wasn't she?
Yeah, but I knew that going in, and I still continued to date her and had issues with some of the things she believed in. I think she's married now.
But she got engaged.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is it created problems.
Yeah, but it later, for me, so I'm kind of agreeing with both sides. It later, for me, it was like, okay, I figured some things out. I know what I'm looking for. I'm not going to jump right into something that I desire and selfishly desire, but it's also like, okay, what I know will work in a relationship is this, that she believes in a more charismatic view. I'm more traditional Bible believing viewpoint, and I knew that from a next relationship. So like a serious point, maybe not like friendship to dating per se, but like just jumping right in and figuring it out, which I did it wrong, but I agree with him a little bit. But I also agree with you. I think I've always been in the middle.
If you were to go back and do it again, like say you had a redo.
I mean, yeah.
That's biased because it failed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing that.
To cultivate the relationship more before you try to date her.
Well, that's the thing, is like, now I know.
Okay.
Now I know. That's what I'm doing right now. I dated.
Training a girl.
No, he learned from his failed attempt.
Yeah.
But
and so like I dated this one girl, kind of a little bit here and there, but we weren't like serious. We were getting to know each other. Indeed. Getting to know each other, and I figured out like, okay, we have the same biblical belief. She has even more reformed belief than I do, but we were different on some character traits, which I didn't agree on and like didn't vibe with. So biblically was there, but it helped me learn from that point of view. It helped me learn of figuring it out quickly.
I just say it because, again, Ben Stewart, and you need to watch them 100 times over.
Do you know Ben Stewart?
Yes.
The Ben Stewart series.
Probably. Not after this podcast.
The absolute
How long
best.
have we been going?
I don't know.
I think it's been like
the absolute best tool I've ever come across. I don't think anyone will ever come across to trying to biblically date. That should be your goal, is to biblically date, to be a good representation of what Christ to the church. That's what the marriage is. That's what dating should be, is Christ to the church. It's the best thing you can ever read or watch is those sermons, because it talks about it. And he is like, yes, you don't have to be dead set on everything needs to be similar, but he's like, a lot of this stuff you need to kind of draw hard lines because again, and I go back to your personality, you're the most stubborn person I've ever met. We fought ridiculously for 2 years when we first met because we didn't know how to argue against each other. We learned, but you're still stubborn. Like that's your personality, and that's not a bad thing. But I know that because of your stubbornness, you're gonna want somebody as closely aligned as you can get, because you're not gonna want to flex on the other stuff, just because that's how your personality is, and that's not a bad thing.
I mean, I feel like for the most part, yes, there's things that I am lenient on, you know, but I know what things I'm not. And the thing is like, I'm a firm believer in, like, don't settle for less. You know, you go on a couple of dates with someone, you realize, hey, like, you know, this person, you know, it's just not it, whatever. She's a great girl, Bible believing, you know, Jesus believing girl, this and that. But it's just not it. Leave it. Leave
girl? Okay, that's what I thought.
She a good girl. Just leave it there.
I think it's a good transition of living in the house together.
This was it, basically, for 4 years.
Maybe we could talk about like how we got to know each other,
just
our fallouts, our coming back together.
This conversation is done.
Our
so let's start a new
our
conversation.
common hatred for one person.
Who?
Not like hatred. Not really hatred, but anyways. But I think it'd be cool just to. I think we were talking about it a little bit with Angel, of like how we all started and we're friends, and just like how we progressed to be like here today. And I think it's pretty rare that roommates, like I heard it from one of my clients back home. He was like, "You're still friends with your roommates? Like, that's rare." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty rare. Like I'm super
Is it
close."
rare? I thought it was kind of common.
Well, it's rare with college friends, like friends you meet in college, because it's like, okay, you graduate, you probably move off. So
I mean,
like,
you have some. I think you stay close to, and some I haven't spoken to since I left.
That's exactly. Like you guys are like my main college buddies, roommates, best friends, and
same.
There's fews that are like, oh yeah, like I'll talk to them, but I'm not gonna be like reaching out and like, hey, can we hang out? And so.
Yeah, I have a handful, but it was all people I either lived with or worked with.
Yeah.
Because I didn't make friends.
You ever think about the idea that like none of us chose each other? Like
the facts.
I mean, none of us went out of our way.
No, I would not go out my way to be friends with you.
I promise you, I would have never been friends with you if we didn't live together.
I still don't like you. But like,
Chandler and I wouldn't have met you if I didn't start working at Grounds, and I wouldn't have met Chandler.
Yeah, because we met at Grounds.
And you remember Kyler?
Yeah.
So I had a class with Kyler, and I asked him about, I was commuting for the first year. I asked him about like, hey, like living situations. He said, hey, we're going to have an open spot at the house, a couple open spots. So if I wouldn't have had that class with Kyler, I wouldn't have been in 13C.
Dude, I didn't get in. So I lived across the way in what was known as the drug house, and I didn't know that until later.
Yeah.
So my first year, me and Nathan, the drummer for Sad Cops that I lived with, the guy, he came into school like a week late, and I was still trying to find housing because I didn't know anyone. I had to be in a dorm for the first week.
Oh yeah.
I was in a dorm for like a first week and a half because I didn't know it, because I was new here. I didn't know anybody, and so I was on the waiting list basically for an apartment. And Nathan, he literally told me, he was like, yeah, I was living out of my car for the first week.
Golly.
I was like, that sucks.
Yeah.
He was on the waiting list because that was when like they didn't have enough space for everybody, so they were just waiting to see what happened. I was in class with a guy named Morgan. We were in English class together, and Spanish. We had Spanish too, but he was like, hey, a couple of our guys left. Apparently they got kicked. He didn't tell us that they got kicked out for drugs, but they left, and there was like 2 spots open up, and he actually knew Nathan. Like I had met Nathan before.
Yeah.
We actually lived in the same apartment at first, and then we both were mutual friends with Morgan, and we kind of both came to each other at the same time and was like, hey, there's 2 spots opening up. So we moved in across the street. And then I was there for a semester, and then Tyler Poole moved into that house.
Oh, yeah.
He took one of the upstairs spots, and that's how I met Tyler. And then literally that house just everyone dipped. Like one kid, the guy I was living with, he just quit school.
Felt that.
There's one kid that graduated. Actually, 2 kids graduated, and then one guy got married. And so like everyone just basically split, and me and Tyler were like, what the crap's gonna happen? Like,
Turn it off.
we don't know what's going on. And then Tyler knew Austin, who was in the house,
Oh, man.
and because Austin was already here, and so Tyler knew Austin, and then I just tagged along. So that's how I ended up moving in.
Austin.
Bro, I haven't spoken to him since
I always sat in front of the TV.
Tyler Poole's wedding.
Yeah, that was probably the last time I saw him.
I haven't spoken to Tyler Poole since his wedding, really, which is crazy because we were in it.
We haven't talked to Andrew since his
I
wedding.
can't believe I was in that wedding.
Derek, haven't talked to Derek.
I saw Derek a few years ago. He got super skinny.
Did he really?
Yeah. Not like skinny, but I mean skinnier than he was.
Way
but
better
yeah,
than what? Yeah.
yeah.
Haven't talked to Braden or Kyler.
Oh, I haven't talked to Brandon since he moved out.
I saw
mean,
that he got
haven't-
married. I followed him on Facebook.
Did he
I saw-
really?
Yeah, he got married. Who else?
Does
Who
he
else
still
was here?
do music?
I don't know, honestly.
OT was here.
OT.
You actually knew Kyler.
I don't think he was
just 'cause
long
of
enough to count.
internship.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of his fiance wife now.
Oh yeah.
She always had a bad breath.
Bro, you don't know who's gonna watch this, dude.
Just edit it out.
Cut that.
I'm not. Here's the thing.
Oh,
Y'all don't-
oh,
y'all
God.
don't know-
She did. I mean, I can't lie.
Y'all
was got my Facebook.
y'all
That's
don't know how
hilarious.
lazy I am. So like, I do cuts on the
Bro.
beginning and the end of the video.
Yeah,
that's it.
that's
I
gonna
don't
be
cut.
in here.
I don't do edit in the middle. So anything in the middle, it's,
Hey
it's
Liz,
free
if
game,
you're
it's
watching,
in
you
here.
got bad breath.
Sorry, Liz.
The cussing and all that. I'm
Wake
leaving
up
it in
call.
because I don't want to edit in the middle of it. I'm cutting the front and the end off. Y'all
Now you know how I felt when I sat the mic down, just got up.
Dude, you probably just started sweating. You're like, oh god. Look, no one's gonna watch it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You're fine. No one's gonna watch
Oh, Liz, sorry. Get with it. Brush your teeth.
this. God. Stop digging your hole, because it's gonna get out.
Oh,
somewhere.
God. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
This podcast
Yeah,
gonna get
regardless, I
canceled.
don't talk to anybody
Yeah.
basically but y'all.
Yeah, same.
And then Gavin, who still
Trying to
lives here.
think who else was here. Like, I mean, okay, so
As far
Abel.
as living
Abel,
here?
I
Chop.
haven't talked to Abel.
Chop was here.
Chop. Who else was here
Chop's
while
on and
Lester
off.
was here? Guyton.
Guy,
I mean, I
God,
never
I haven't seen him since he moved out. I haven't talked to
I
him
haven't
since
talked
he
to him
moved
in a
out.
while. I need to.
That was it. That was the only roommates we had.
And then who was downstairs?
It was
Tyler
Austin
and
Tyler
Austin.
for the whole time we were
and
here.
then
And then OT.
and then Braden. Well, when
were
we first
talking
moved
about-
in, Braden and Kyler were up here.
Well, Braden and Kyler were here, and then Clay and Guyton took over as soon as Clay,
Yeah.
as soon as they left.
What about Jeremiah? I forgot about Jeremiah.
I forgot about Jeremiah, our third
I never
roommate.
He
met
got
him.
first
yeah, he
year.
got married.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
I haven't really talked to him probably about a year. Me and him were hanging out for a while. You know, it just kind of fell off.
Yeah,
both
because
of us.
remember, OT lived downstairs.
Yeah,
Austin didn't live in the house because of all that.
yeah.
Well, I think he didn't live in the house because of other reasons.
Why was he?
It was mainly because of OT.
Where was he at? I forgot. Where was he
I
staying?
think he was
during
living
that
in his girlfri's house or something like
It was
that.
either his girlfriend's house or his parents' house. I
Like
don't know which
the-
one it
His
was.
parents live in Colorado.
Oh, then definitely
probably
his girlfriend's house.
yeah.
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 He wasn't flying to Colorado.
Like,
He probably
OT's
could.
room
His
was a
parents- I
friggin'
thought
pigsty.
I'm pretty sure his parents were rich.
Did you ever see his room? I mean, where you,
OT's?
yeah.
Yeah.
26 bags of garbage.
Yeah, it was horrible.
All I
Smelled like a
this is the
friggin'
thing. All I remember from it is when
Like
toe
Liz's
jam.
breath.
You know what's tragic is we haven't talked to them since they moved out. So it's like for us, it's not for you. You actually kind of like
No, I haven't talked to Liz since 2019.
okay.
I barely
They're
know
not in
Kyler.
Houston anymore. Are they?
I have no idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
been 4
you're fine.
years.
You're probably fine.
Yeah.
But no, the only
Kyler
thing I
gets a hold
remember
of
is
this.
when I finally got y'all to watch Vampire Diaries, we would watch it.
Got the evil
downstairs.
scheme on your face.
We'd watch Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, I was gonna say, tell me more.
We'd watch Vampire Diaries on the, and he came in.
Podcast's gonna get
And
canceled.
this
dude.
is This is when we found out that he was the leader of his little group.
Oh,
he had the
yeah. They were twins,
come
right?
in,
Yeah.
And then what'd they say?
And he walked in first, and they were like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" Oh, no, what did OT always say? That they said,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we found out he was the leader of their group, and we were like,
OT was?
yes.
And then he just
Oh.
took him back to the freaking.
I thought you were talking about Austin. I thought you were talking about Austin with his young girlfriend and.
No. OT was like,
Yeah, he had a little posse.
yeah, he was like the
Oh, like the okay. I
leader
thought you were
of
talking about
his
like the
posse.
church
Two
leader.
twins,
Yeah.
those black dudes. Yeah, he walked in the house, and they were
that's
just
one of the
following him.
only memories I
OT
have.
walking all bow-legged looking, and they walking right behind him. They're like, "Yes, sir. What's up? Yes, sir." And they just all follow each other back to the room. Probably
Little
just sniff the
ducklings.
toilet for an hour.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
you gotta cut that out, bro. You gotta cut that out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Yes, sir.
Quit.
Okay, we gotta get off of that. Holy cow! Oh, I'm not cutting any of that. I'm too lazy. I don't even care.
Oh, God.
It can get taken down in case.
All right. So we were like talking about,
Oh,
we're mentioning like how, like we
Living
had met,
lifestyle.
and then progression, fallout,
Yeah.
how we got here, we continue on that. So
Yeah.
how we met, that's how we met.
Yeah,
you know.
so
I mean, we all
mean-
met. We lived here for what?
Me and Chandler
Three.
roomed for a year, and then Clay moved in, and I was here.
2019.
Yeah. For,
Well, so we roomed for a year with Jeremiah.
yeah.
Jeremiah left. We got
Jeremiah
Derek.
left after half, and then
Yeah, we got Derek.
yeah, we got Derek.
For the rest for that.
Boy,
next,
love chili, bro. He would just be eating bowls of chili all the time.
for
Derek
that
did?
next-
And he was blind, yeah. And he also had arthritis. I don't know if you knew that.
bro. The
So,
man-
like, and he had sugar diabetes. No, he had
Derek did?
diabetes. Yeah, he had them patches. So, like, he was
Oh.
blind, and he would
oh
just
yeah,
walk.
he did have his little patch.
He would walk, and he would sit right in front of the TV like this with a bowl of chili.
All he would
and
play.
just
I remember.
video
I just
games.
made me play Kingdom.
I remember it was on the
Hearts.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know
remember
he was
playing
blind.
Kingdom Hearts all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah. So then we had Jeremiah, or we
Yeah,
had
I
Derek
lived with
for,
Guyton in this room.
And that was only a semester because Guyton left.
Yeah,
after that
he
first
left because it was
semester.
too dirty. Which it wasn't that
Well,
dirty. He
did-
just
yeah.
he
Oh, I
complained
forgot.
about
Oh,
it.
That's
he
why I
moved
left,
into a
yeah.
different house. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he did. I forgot. I thought he went straight to
Yeah,
the
he was
RA
super
thing or
anal
whatever.
about, like, I mean, you're living in a house with 6 other guys, dude. It's not going to be, like, spick and span,
Yeah,
you know?
I will say, I mean, obviously it wasn't as bad as it
Yeah.
could have been because.
But I think that's when.
proved.
Yeah, I think that's
how
when you
bad it
moved
could
over
be.
here.
So we all moved into that. We were all in that room at one point. Remember?
Oh, and because Derek graduated.
Yeah,
Or
you,
Derek
you
moved
moved
down.
in. You moved in with me and
Derek
Chandler.
graduated. Guyton left.
Oh, he got
moved
married.
in. You moved in with me and Christian in that
And this
room.
was an open
And this was
room.
open.
This was our little
Because-
hangout. Yeah.
Then at that point we had OT, and so it was just OT downstairs. It was the 3 of us in there. This room
Yeah.
was open. Chop was somewhat crashing in his
Yeah.
room,
Yeah.
Oh, shoot,
and then
yeah.
that's when we had that big blowout because of crazy chick.
That
I'm
was,
not gonna name names.
That was 2020, right? Yeah, that was 2020.
Yeah, because
Yeah, 'cause we
you
were
got
skateboarding.
you got mad and you just moved out one day and you moved into this
Yeah.
room.
You
And
remember that
then
when
it was
we
you and
came home
Chop.
from work and you just like didn't talk to us? Just like,
Yeah, then
just,
it
like,
was
came
just
back
you
and
and
forth.
Chop, and
Yeah.
then
Remember
Abel
that?
moved
Oh, I
in that
remember
next. Abel moved in that next
I wasn't
semester.
mad at you. I was mad at Chandler because I heard stuff come back around. From,
And then what? And
from Rolando back to,
and
my
I,
ex.
I
Yeah.
disproved
Yeah.
all of it, and you were still mad, and it was like,
I was just heated, in
Yeah.
the moment.
oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, we were talking about it last night.
And-
We were like, you came in hot, and I was just like, I just let you
Yeah.
yell for a little bit.
And then I think
I was
Clay
scared.
just-
I was super scared hiding in the little corner.
But yeah,
you
no.
were.
Mommy and Puppy are high
It,
fighting.
scared.
yeah.
You told me that I looked like I wanted to fight.
yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't want to fight him. But yeah, then you moved
And
in
then I
here.
told you that I wasn't gonna fight you.
I don't know why I was mad at you for something.
I think you're just mad at me for popping off on Chandler.
No, I think I was mad at you because you
Came in hot.
came in hot and maybe disrespectful and like. I think Rolando was the at fault guy. Like he had the crush on whatever, but
Probably.
yeah, I don't know if that was before or after you littered and I got mad about that.
Littered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you littered all the time.
I still do.
Yeah, but at this point,
But I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about
But yeah,
that.
so you and Chop, because Chop was already kind of in here.
It's like free therapy right now.
And then y'all lived together for
Said what?
the rest of that semester. And
So
then
it's like
Abel
free
came.
therapy.
And then you went way downhill because Abel came.
Yeah.
free
I mean,
Abel.
and then I had the accident in April,
Yeah.
and I went
You
back
almost
home
died.
for like a month. You know, because I
Yeah, you
couldn't
were
really
bedridden.
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of lost my memory for part of the time, and then it kind
Your
of
smell
sent me
and your taste.
in a little depression.
And then somehow we decided to live together the next year for a year in a house.
Well, I think we like
No,
reconciled.
it was after that.
It took a while.
So, yeah, because
Well, yeah, I mean, y'all.
it was longer than a year.
Was it?
Because I was after that I lived in
y'all,
here.
y'all stayed here for a semester.
semester
and a
in here.
summer.
It was
and
into
then,
2021 because then Chop was getting into my
and then I spent
friendship with Mackenzie. And then
yeah, because
we didn't reconcile until 22.
basically because
I think.
I moved with Chop
I
to an
don't know.
apartment in the beginning of 2021. I think I left because Chop broke the lease. I think I left like
Oh, yeah, I remember
August or
Well, 'cause-
September.
well, 'cause
moved
that-
into my parents for like a couple of
That
months,
was
and then
when-
beginning of 2022, in May 2022, that's when we got the house.
that. Yeah, because you talked.
So
you
that
texted
was-
me first. Because I don't think y'all had made up.
that was
yet.
2 years. That was
I
2
don't-
years after I left the room, and
I don't
you know,
think
all that.
y'all had made up, but you were like, "Hey, Chop kind of just dipped. I'm with my parents. Like, do you
Yeah.
want to get a place together?"
I thought we were like on a 3-way call talking about it.
Well,
Yeah, we were on like mutual ground at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
Y'all just weren't like me and you were still golfing. We were still
Yeah.
talking like pretty because we got over all that crap like a
Yeah.
couple weeks later. But yeah, then we all moved in and lived with each other for a freaking year.
That's
That was
the best.
fun. It was a great time.
Yeah, it was.
I will say I think
Wish I could do that
there are
again.
times in that house and this house. I mean, the times here and it like with this friend group, I don't think I've laughed harder
No, we're the best.
at stuff.
We're definitely the funniest people you know.
Speaking of, that's a good segue.
Aside from Doug.
What I asked y'all earlier, the one question I wanted kind of prepared.
No.
Like the
I didn't even think about it.
funnest, I guess, or the best experience you had while we were living together, either here on campus or in the house. One of mine, the first one that came to my head was when we bought my desk.
Oh my gosh.
You weren't with us.
I was thinking about that today,
you were
actually, when we were driving
out of the
by
house at this
IKEA.
point. Me and Clay had moved into here.
Oh.
You were with Chop in the apartment.
Yeah, you were
we
doing
moved
your
in.
own thing.
I
Same life.
said, screw the freaking school desks because they sucked. And I wanted to get myself a gaming desk. It was that blue
L-shaped
L shape
one.
that I had in the house.
I still have
yeah.
that. I use that right now.
So when we bought that, we bought it from IKEA. Me and him went. You were dating Mac at the time, and we were trying to use her truck, but she was out of town.
Yeah.
But we found out late. I think we realized once we got back to campus that her truck was still here. We could have used it.
Well, and also we were full time, so we could have used one of the other trucks.
Yeah, we could have used a work truck. We didn't.
Yeah.
This desk was. You remember
What'd
the
y'all
desk
use?
size? His car, his Audi.
My Audi.
Dang.
So
Put it in the
what-
trunk or like the
No,
back seat?
no,
I
no.
didn't have a
But
truck at
just
the time.
just wait. So we put down his front seats, because you remember that it was an awkward shape. We put down
Yeah.
his back seats, slid it in, pushed his front like the passenger seat as far as it could go, slid it all the way in. It was still hanging out by like 3 inches, so you couldn't close his trunk.
Yeah.
So
Ruined my jump rope.
yeah. So there was
We
a
had to
jump
tie it
rope
down
in the
with the
back.
jump
We
rope.
tied down the jump rope. It
Ruined
didn't
it.
hold for crap. I was sitting. I ended up laying on the desk,
Holding it down.
the jump rope down to
Yeah.
keep it from flying out. I was literally looking at cars
Just
from the
waving.
trunk, like as we were driving,
What the heck?
from IKEA all the way to here.
We came across. It was like super bumpy. We came across.
It was the most
Pioneer.
painful ride
Ever
ever.
thought about just like tying
303.
it on the roof?
That
I
would have
mean,
probably been smarter, but we
yeah.
had a jump rope. Like we had
Yeah,
a
we
jump
had-
rope. But you know,
Also
I
super heavy,
So
I
I
don't
literally
know.
just laid on it and held the rope, and I couldn't hold. Like the trunk was bouncing like this.
Damn.
But yeah, I was just watching cars. I was like, hopefully a cop isn't behind us at some point,
Yeah, it
because
would've been screwed.
yeah, I definitely would have been gotten at
I
least
don't
a
remember.
ticket.
Yeah, I don't remember my favorite time.
That was the first thing that came to my mind, because that ride, that was just like, because you were laughing like the whole time while you
Yeah.
were driving back, because we were trying to go backwards. So we went across the bridge and everything, like trying to go backwards, because the highway would have been a horrible, horrible mess. The second, you playing softball, the softball one, I loved.
I mean, we could talk about softball and how
I
you
loved
run. so
the softball league stuff that we did all the time. Anyway, no.
Who runs like that?
Me.
Oh, yeah,
It was
he
on a
did.
video.
Yeah,
Haley
he
had a
did.
video, and it was bad.
You're just not natural athlete. You're just.
I'm a natural golfer. That's
Natural.
about it. We don't run.
Which aren't athletes.
But no,
breathe
softball.
hard.
I love softball anyway, so I love playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we won our first year. We were a
still got my
misfit.
shirt.
We were a misfit crew. If you ever saw one,
Had a lot of fights on that field.
But yeah, you playing softball was hysterical. My mom and Haley came down just to watch you play softball. They didn't care about me. They were like they just came
I
down
was a
just
fan
to
favorite.
watch you.
But people fucked me. You know what I'm saying?
Because it was
That's why we
absolutely.
won a championship.
It was absolutely ridiculous. Do you remember when we would go out and throw catch with him, and he would be like trying to do like 360 spin throwing it, and it's like, dude, we're playing catch with a baseball.
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
was
you're
Real
not.
life
training.
situation.
He was
Yeah.
trying to scramble like a quarterback,
real
and it's
life.
like, what are you running from? It's like,
I'm running for the runner. He's trying to catch me.
I did play
yeah, those were
quarterback,
the two moments that I can. Yours was probably a concussion, but you don't remember it.
How's it my favorite time?
On morphine and like codeine and
You wanted to fight the paramedic.
cocaine.
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything at all.
Those wild times.
I call cap.
I
So
don't
you
know.
don't think you
I'm
don't have any?
trying to
Fake the whole
think.
thing.
I mean, there's so many.
It's hard to
years
narrow it
and
down.
Years and years, yeah. I'm trying to think.
I remember there were many nights that it was me, you. It was the three of us lived together.
Mm.
I think those were
We-
the best days.
We were up till 1 o'clock, and most nights we were up to like 1 laughing
Yeah.
in our beds, like in the dark, just laughing because we're talking crap.
I think, yeah. I mean, like, I feel like I
Oh
could.
my
like,
God, your nightly routine.
I was just thinking of that.
that. shoveling the.
I don't know why the sheet was so small.
Or coming in at 2 a.m. and just
down in water. You'd wake me up every time. Because this is the thing. You tried to be quiet every time because obviously Clay and I worked for a
Yeah.
living.
yeah.
And so we had to
unlike
get
some
up
people.
early. You'd
I,
come in.
I worked through college.
You'd
right?
come in
Just-
at like 1,
full
2 o'clock in
time.
the morning and you'd have your flashlight. Never failed. He'd open the door. It would beam me right in my eye. Because I was up top.
my surroundings.
He would just straight beam me with it. And I'm like, dude, I'm up now. I'm like, what the heck? And then I'd let you do your little routine. Get your chapstick, drink your water, get up in the bed, shake it.
That reminds me. Hold on.
Get that car max on.
Get that chest.
Look like a lady how you put it on.
Huh? Yeah?
So you look like a lady.
Yeah, it was. I remember all them nights.
Dude, I mean, like, I feel like I can point to, like,
I mean, you
I
can
can put-
even in
yeah.
the house. Like, think of the house stuff. Like, we had a couple like parties for that for his birthday. The house one.
Yeah.
I think that was my favorite. One
Those
of my
were
favorite
fun.
days.
Those were really, really fun.
Yeah.
that was a good day. I know it was a great day for you.
Move on. Move on.
Honestly, I feel like
So dumb.
dude,
I had pie that day.
He's gonna get canceled as soon as you.
I don't even want to drink water right now. I don't want to spit
Bro,
it up.
as soon as you start your podcast, you're getting canceled.
You just got to put explicit, and that's your title of the podcast.
Facts.
That should,
Explicit.
yeah, you should see if that name's taken.
I would say, like, without pointing back to like a specific memory,
Pacific.
I feel like the times that we were like, well, what'd you say?
Pacific Ocean.
I said specific. I'm sorry.
Got that Pacific Ocean up in here. Pacific.
Keep on with your thought. Keep on with your train of thought.
Okay, what
Come
I
on,
was
Pacific.
thinking was just like, you know, like nights where we would like, you know, go out, go to Sonic, go to Andy's, whatever. Like we'll just be cruising in, you know, your car or whatever. I feel like those are some great memories. Just listening to music, going, you know, getting late dinner or something. Like there's specific memories that like I have, but I feel like those are just great times. Or going like to like Watermark or the porch together, you know, stuff like that. You know, I think those are just great memories. I feel like I would have to really think about it for like a specific memory.
I think, yeah. For me right now, I'm thinking about when we lived at Largo, Mar-a-Lago.
It was a great time.
34-11.
And
Watching
I think
games together.
I think the nights were fun when we would just watch a show and then like stay up talking or like have a cigar and talk.
Oh yeah,
and-
the football playoffs were
Yeah.
a great time.
or just like staying out. It's like because our rooms, you know, y'all don't know, but our rooms were in an L shape. We were all at the end of a corner or end of the hallway, and we all, I think, just stood in front of our door and just would talk.
Yeah.
Or fight, and I'd be the middleman trying to figure it out.
Money or something.
Sweeping Coda's hair off the ground.
Little
the
Coda
dog.
boy.
They would go back in there.
Not the dog. Blasphemy.
I'm so happy I don't live with a dog. Actually, I'm not. I'm not gonna be able to say that because Haley's getting a dog.
Nice.
What kind of dog?
Little Coda boy.
I can't even. Aussie Shepherd.
An Australian?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Bro, you're gonna have a time.
Yeah,
How-
they're
how old?
super active.
It's baby. Like.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
It's at like 8 weeks or 9 weeks.
They
like,
shed
right
really
now.
bad.
You're
too.
not gonna have any.
Those are the ones.
A
They
long
don't get that
time.
big, right? They don't like.
They don't get super
Medium
big, but like they're
size.
I
super.
think
super
it's, I think
sheddy.
it's the
Yeah.
Aussie Shepherd. I think.
It will take them 3 years for them to calm down and
I'll
be
send
good
you a
dogs.
photo. I think she has some photos, but I can't. I think that's what it is.
Our Aussie back
Yeah,
home
so
is
I won't
just
even.
settled
So
down.
we'll have that at the apartment. So I'm like,
In an
It's
apartment?
like Coda on steroids.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
with the freaking dog forever, I guess.
Yeah, you need to, or well, Haley probably, but you need to like walk them, run
Oh
them
yeah, no, Haley.
all
will
day
be-
long.
Haley. This is my thing. I told Haley, I was
Being
like,
cooped up in an apartment is like hell for them.
I don't really know why she decided. I guess she just wanted. I don't know.
It's not a great dog for an apartment. To be
No,
honest.
no.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
Did she already buy them? I would tell her like.
I
maybe
don't-
think about a
Get like a
breed.
wiener dog or something.
I
Yeah.
don't know if she bought. So a mutual friend of our, one of Haley's best friends from high school.
Yeah.
Her and her husband are in West Texas, and they like had them.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're taking care of them right now. They're getting them to like 8 weeks so they can get all their shots and stuff for all the puppies. And because like literally like a month or so, a couple months ago, I remember seeing Haley and Caitlin, the girl, post like, "Hey, we have these puppies. Like, if anyone wants them." I don't know if they were paying for them or not. They might have. I don't know. But Haley got one. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I don't hate dogs. It's just the upkeep. Like
Bruh, I'm
the
telling you.
upkeep of
If you
animals.
think Coda
is,
was
I
bad, that's
hate.
gonna be way
That's what I
worse.
hate is the upkeep
Yeah,
of them.
Coda wasn't even bad.
No, Coda wasn't
I mean, he
bad.
pooped on the floor here and there, but
Looking
like,
back at it, he was a good puppy.
he was
to be
really good.
honest.
He's a great dog right now.
Yeah, you tore
Yeah.
up your own stuff. He didn't tear up my stuff because he.
Yeah,
wasn't
because he
allowed
loved
in
me
my
the
room.
most. Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah,
didn't-
he was staying by the
Okay.
doorway.
Oh, well, like, my dogs at home do the same thing. Like they're not allowed in my room. Like
Oh, really?
if the door's open, they won't come. If they come in, I snap at them and they
And
go
they
back
know.
out. Yeah, they know not to come in the room.
Huh?
Cause I ain't like that. Y'all want to call there? We've definitely probably been going.
Bro, this has to have been over an hour.
It's got to be like at least a 2 hour podcast.
We're like 58 minutes.
I feel like haven't even broken into like a.
I mean, if you got
We
top,
haven't
if you
stolen
got
anything.
stuff to talk about, let's talk about it.
Kind of thing.
Okay, I mean,
You got stuff to talk about? What do you want?
I feel like we like just broke the surface of this.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Okay. I'm about it, but y'all were the ones complaining about not having topics.
Oh no, I like the.
This
This
I
is.
got with y'all.
Yep.
So you're gonna take a
Intermission
take a
That's
potty
gonna be a
break?
thud. Are you gonna
man,
eat? On
Break me off half of that bad boy now. I kind of
you
want a
gonna
piece.
eat sandwich on the podcast?
Let me rest this on my.
This is
belly.
gonna be the most wild.
Got a little thick.
If anyone actually watches this, I'll say this right now. If
Thick boy.
anyone actually watches this entire podcast, thank you.
If-
Like,
okay,
you're
if
a
y'all-
true.
If y'all have
friend.
watched the entire podcast, what you're gonna do is
We're gonna
you're
quiz
gonna
you.
message one of us,
Yeah.
right? All of us will be tagged, and we're gonna quiz you. If you get it right, I'll give you $8.
What's the quiz?
Huh? Why
Well,
would,
you
why
guys-
would I tell them?
Just on
Yeah.
what we talked about
Points, random points,
Here.
topics, like during the podcast.
right now. Ask a question to the audience.
How I would ask them,
Yeah.
okay. So
and then you can quiz them and be like, hey, what's the answer to
yeah,
this question?
okay. For example, which one of us roomed together first? There's two of us that roomed together first. Which one of us roomed together first? That would be like an example of a question if y'all were listening. So like random tidbits.
All right,
You
so
should
what do you want to
put
talk about?
$8.
now?
You should put in the beginning to tell them to watch the entire thing.
Yeah,
Oh, they're gonna have to.
yeah.
Because it's a good one.
What do I name this podcast, by the way? I gotta figure that out too.
Explicit.
Mm.
Explicit content.
Mm.
I didn't want to have to bleep out half of the podcast, so here you go.
Or dirty breath.
It's actually kind of funny.
Got that dirty, sticky breath.
So that,
There was this one girl who I dated in high school who had horrible breath.
Dude.
Every time we
That's
made out, it was like,
disgusting, dude. Why
Oh,
would you make out with her?
I was 16.
Have
he
self-respect.
didn't. He didn't care.
I was like,
You should have had a piece of gum in your mouth. You were chilling, and while y'all were making out, just kind of slide it into hers.
here, you take this. You need it more than
Fuck,
I
got
do.
a cramp. Oh, it hurts.
He said, "Oh, it hurts."
Oh, stretch me out. Someone stretch me out. Oh, fuck. Get on my back.
Gay boy.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Well, I will say, I think the mission has been accomplished. Like, the reason I wanted to do a podcast, because I did one with Christian, obviously. I already did an episode with Christian. But that was like the taste of Christian. Like, because I'm not even going to lie to you. Some of the stories that I've told, like, people back home about Christian, like, they're like, that's ridiculous. Like, that almost can't be real kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So that was like a taste of. That was like a taste of who Christian was.
Is that real?
I wanted to do this one just because it's like this was
the dynamic of
basically
us.
this was the house for 3-4 years. Like this was.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's so much to talk about. Like we could talk about our Vampire Diaries days and then talk about our Chop days.
I can't believe I honestly
D1 days
can't believe I got y'all to watch that. I loved it.
I thought it was pretty good.
Y'all hated it, and
I liked it until y'all watched it without me. It was.
You watched it without us.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You would go ahead and watch it.
You would go back home for like the weekend, and
you would be like half a season up.
Yeah, you would buzz through the. Yes, that was absolutely.
I don't buy it.
That was absolutely what happened.
What had happened was I went home, and you guys continued to watch where we were all at, and I was upset that you guys watched it without me.
That's not what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
You would watch it on the way home.
No.
I'm about to get a cramp again. Hold on, I need to.
He said I'm about to get a cramp again.
Feel it. I need to like stretch it leg out.
I'll hold it.
No.
Just gonna give you put the mic, just hold the mic up to him like he's.
I just need a bite real
quick.
quick.
We'll do a mukbang here.
ASMR.
Here, take that pickle, put it in my mouth.
That's so weird.
Gay.
I'm about to eat this sandwich.
I mean,
That's disgusting. That's so gross. Okay, you know what? The title of the podcast is gonna be ASMR with Christian. It's gonna be the title. I did interesting. I was thinking about like I need to research, kind of look into how big titles are gonna be.
How big what?
Because I have mic stands.
Don't eat all of
Just
that.
not portable mic stands. Because so one of the episodes that actually did really, really well, that has like, I think aside from the very first episode, has the most views, was an episode called Superheroes and Witchcraft.
I think I saw that.
So I think it's I think it was one of those. It was like a secular kind of like popular topic kind of thing. So I want to kind of maybe do some tester
with us
episodes. Well, maybe just like think of like just like as far as like titling it, like maybe do some tester titles and see if some do better than not. You know? Just like
title it Liz Has Bad Breath.
Because to be fair,
yes.
To be fair,
that's a catcher.
A lot of what we talk about is like the theological stuff, and so I just name it like the topics that we're talking about. So those won't do as good.
You should just put 3411.
Very niche.
Like just put our home address in there, and send them postcards and.
But I'm thinking if we
put 3 guys, 1 toilet.
Oh God.
OT and the yes sirs.
Yes sir.
If I say ASMR, that's like a buzzword basically. Yeah. So I bet you if I do ASMR with Christian, that would probably be
like a clickbait thing.
Yeah, like
clip like the cover of like eating. Or something
I hate clickbait.
You're talking about like on YouTube or Spotify?
Well, so I do the same title for everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I upload it separately on Podbean for the Spotify. I do the title, it uploads. Then I go to YouTube, upload the video, title, all that stuff. So it's the same title, but like different uploads. But I hate clickbait. I've never like since I started ever doing like any kind of YouTube or media, I always said I was like I will not be that guy that does like clickbait stuff. But I think there is merit in like
promoting
not
and
being clickbait, being accurate in what y'all are talking about, what you're doing, but like making it reachable, I guess. Like more like doing almost kind of like seeing if I can incorporate buzzwords without trying to be clickbaity.
Yeah.
That like ASMR, that was like a moment. So like that's a true point of it. I'm not trying to clickbait, but ASMR is like a buzzword kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I do want to look into that and just see,
All right, guys.
kind of mess around with
it. I'm sorry.
it. Gonna get canceled, bro. I'm not editing any of this, by the way.
Bro, you got it. You got to take some of this out.
I
bro.
don't
Take the
edit-
first part out.
No, look, I told you, I'm gonna cut the very first thing you
You
said.
can't be lazy with this.
No, I am gonna be lazy with it. I don't
Your
care.
podcast will get canceled.
You're the one saying it. You're
I
gonna
know.
get
I'm
canceled.
trying to stop, but I just can't. I can't stop.
I don't condone any of
Getting
this.
tired
I don't
now.
condone any of this either.
I'm even putting the description. I'm sorry for Christian. Like, I apologize.
Sorry for bad breath.
We're tied 2-2.
Y'all got any more random questions?
I don't know. I feel like my mind's pretty blank for how much we've been talking, not only today, but the past day
Yeah,
and a
we've
half.
been doing a lot of catching up.
I feel like we should have done this right when we
did
saw
that
each other.
last night. Yeah, we did it last night.
Yeah,
We
this
talked
this
for-
is easily a 2-3 hour podcast if we haven't been seeing each other.
It's a movie.
Yeah, get your popcorn.
My life is like a movie.
Did you get the large chips?
You do need to write a book. All right. Well, I think we need to call it there then.
All right.
We're gonna end up calling it. This will be. So this isn't. I have the episode for this coming Tuesday. So it'll be next Tuesday. This episode will be or Wednesday. Whenever I think I do Wednesdays typically.
I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna watch it.
I'm gonna
I
tag
don't
you in
think I
it
care.
regardless. Just
I'm gonna watch
'cause
it.
Of who just.
I just wanna watch the beginning
I mean,
again.
I'll
Post,
repost
but-
it.
Yeah. So you'll see the tag, but
Should
if
we-
you got this far,
Should we clink our mics?
God bless you. No, please don't. Yeah, please. God bless you if you actually got this far. I apologize for Christian.
Cheers.
He's a little feral at the moment.
It's been a long time since I felt the love and embrace of a woman.
Yeah.
Last night.
So yeah, we're gonna call it there.